Judge. I heard two totally different responses there. Does he have a case?
No, he doesn't have a case because CBS is free to do that. The remedy is not to watch CBS if they're going to present something on air which didn't truthfully happen, because they don't like the truth and they want to give you a varnished version of it to suit their own political preferences. The remedy is for people to watch another network like Newsmax. But no court will get involved in this. In fact, the president, he knows this because he's very litigious. He's the former president. He's trying to make a point. They were wrong, and here's how I'm going to manifest my view of their wrongness. The problem is, by using the courts for this purpose, he runs into something called frivolous litigation, which will allow the federal judge before whom this is filed, he's going to hate this, to force Donald Trump to pay CBS's legal bills for defending against this case and getting it thrown out.
So while CBS may be wrong for doing this, legally you're saying they didn't do anything wrong?
No, legally there's no remedy in the courtroom.
Okay.
They didn't violate the law. They didn't violate their license with the Federal Communications Commission. The remedy is tell the world that CBS is not trustworthy, and people will go elsewhere. The remedy is tell the advertisers you don't want to be on CBS because people don't want to watch them because we don't know if they're going to truthfully portray what happened in their own studios.
Yeah.
That's the remedy.
That's a great point.
Hit them in the pocketbook. That's
and Donald Trump is bringing light again to this and bringing this back into the big picture, again, to show people that, hey, you might not be able to trust a place like CBS News if this is what they're doing. So I want to stick with the election. We've been seeing federal courts getting involved in a number of cases, such as in Pennsylvania, where Philadelphia's district attorney filed a lawsuit against tech billionaire Elon Musk over his daily $1 million giveaway to swing state viewers. Okay, so the Constitution leaves federal elections up to states, so why are we seeing federal courts now getting involved? This is confusing.
So federal courts are involved because Congress grabbed for itself the authority to set down certain basic standards for federal elections, even though when Madison wrote the Constitution, he was adamant one of the checks on federal power would be federal officials would be elected by each state under state laws, and the feds would have nothing to do with it. So one of the reasons, for example, that in Virginia, that a federal court blocked the governor of Virginia from changing registration rolls within 90 days of election is because a federal law precludes it. The Elon Musk case is different. If you are sued in state court, and there's arguably any federal issue in that lawsuit, you can file a document which takes the case away from the state judge and sends it to a federal judge. That's what Musk's lawyers did yesterday. In my view, they made a mistake, and here's why. If they are found to have engaged in an illegal lottery under Pennsylvania law, a state judge will shut it down in Pennsylvania. If they are found to have engaged in an illegal lottery in federal court, the federal judge can shut it down nationwide. Now, all of that as background, it's Friday before Election Day. I don't know how much money he's giving away, but he's only got 4 days left.
Yeah, very, very good point. You brought up Virginia, and I want to ask you about that. So then the Supreme Court ended up getting involved and ruled that it is okay to take those non-citizens away from the polls, so they cannot vote anymore in Virginia. Was this the right move by the Supreme Court?
You know, the Supreme Court did not issue an opinion. So we don't know what the basis for their decision was. They chose to disregard federal law, which says no interference with the procedures or with the voting rolls within 90 days of election. So it's difficult for me to analyze why the court did that. I guess they thought they were doing the right thing. Turns out that Governor Youngkin's people have removed from the rolls valid, legitimate American citizens residing their entire lives in Virginia. Fortunately, Virginia is not one of the 7 contested states. It's probably going to go to Vice President Harris. But if it were, this would be a very hot issue, and we'd be all over it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Judge, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Charlotte. All the best.
Thanks for joining me on this Friday.
Don't forget to vote. You live in Pennsylvania.
I did. Early voting.
Okay.
I have already voted.
All right.
There we go.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.